Welcome to the Stouting Off podcast, where we talk about the most important things in life. Listen, before we get started, you've heard me say this before, would you like and subscribe and share our podcast with those that you love and like and tolerate even? We'd really appreciate it. Here's episode 50 coming at you. That's right. Welcome to the Stouting Off podcast, episode number 50, guys. In fact, I wanted to wish us a happy birthday.
Let's go.
Happy birthday, dear Stouting Off podcast.
Happy 50th birthday to Stouting Off podcast. Are you one?
Are you?
Let's all make a wish together.
Okay, on the count of 3.
Let Will blow out the candles.
Go ahead, Will. Trick candles. They're trick candles. Do it again. Blew hot wax on my ottoman. Yay!
Yay!
Hot wax on the ottoman.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Ottoman.
Happy wax day to Ottoman.
Man, I wish I was going to bring a fork out here and I forgot.
What kind of cake is it?
It's lemon. I don't know what's on the inside, but I did already hit the corner of my phone on it, so there's a dent missing in the back.
Lick it off your phone, see what it tastes like.
Yeah.
I love lemon stuff. Lemon flavored things are good, like lemon bars, lemon pie, lemon cake, lemon meringue,
Lemon pound cake.
lemon heads. Buying a lemon from a car dealership.
That's fun. From a dealership.
Now that's a blast.
I try to do that a couple times a year.
Yeah. Keeps everything in perspective.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, episode 50. Were you about to say something else, Will?
Nope, go ahead.
Oh, episode 50, you guys. It's been a journey, and the journey's just getting started. We are hitting our stride. Last week's episode, number 49, was what I think was our best episode yet, because as a podcast, we are finding our voice. We are finding our niche. We are finding the people who like us and the people who understand us. You know, I feel like the people who like this podcast are the ones who enjoy idiotic, I mean, stupid banter. And we specialize in that.
We do. That's our motto.
We're certified. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The motto is we specialize in that.
We
People
specialize in that. We don't specify what it is. We just specialize in that.
Oh, that's great. We're late to the party here, but I wanted to ask you guys what you thought about last week at the Oscars with Chris Rock and William Smith. I would love to hear any takes that you guys have. I'm assuming you saw the footage, right?
Yeah, I was looking at some news stories today, and everybody was talking about Will Smith and posting stuff on Instagram, and I didn't catch any of it until today, so I watched the video. Couldn't believe it, dude. Could not believe it.
He lost his mind.
Dude, I couldn't believe it.
I mean, that was a hard, intentional slap.
Yeah.
He wound back. There was some force behind
You have to believe that 100% of people in that room thought it was set up.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I mean,
because how can you explain that otherwise?
It was the yelling that makes the situation completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you could tell. What?
You know what would have been funny is the reason why he got up and he was able to do that was because he was like right in the front row with Jada Pinkett Smith. Imagining if he was like in the balcony, he had to take an elevator down, walk all the way up.
Yelling the whole time.
It's moved on. Like
everything is moved on. Again, it's a 25-minute jaunt.
The nominee is like off the stage.
Presenting another thing.
And he just waits up there for him.
Where'd he go?
Right. By the time he says that, someone else is presenting,
Chris Rock left.
Yeah, by the time exactly. From upper second level mezzanine.
Yes.
Don't you just hear from the background.
Hang on. Okay. Don't go anywhere. Hey, I'll be right there.
Oh, that's great.
But 2 nominations later, Will Smith walks up to the stage, but he was actually picked.
Yes.
And it's a totally different thing.
Perfect timing. Yeah.
He's just like adjusts his suit.
Just as he's winding back the slap, they nominate him.
Yes. And the award goes to Will Smith, and he's stopping. Wait, what? Yeah, what's the award? Thank you. That's why I'm here. That's why I made my way down here.
Had he had crappy seats, it would have been a completely different situation right now.
Right.
That is so funny.
I saw the uncensored version that was shown internationally. This particular feed that I saw was from Japan, and man, he lost his cool. A guy that I've always really liked.
Me too.
And I've always really liked him in real life as a recording artist, as an actor. I've always really liked him, and that little episode kind of brought him down a couple levels. I think it took him off of the level of like star, somebody that I admire. Now I see him as just like a normal guy who loses his cool.
Yeah.
But man, I didn't like seeing that.
I didn't either. There are so many people that still think that it's like that it was like scripted. Someone was saying that the Oscars or whatever losing steam, things like that, and I'm like, dude,
like that's the way to revitalize it.
Yeah, like
right.
That's what you lean on.
I don't
Violence.
Well, what if we incorporate some violence this time?
Yeah,
around?
right.
You guys ever thought of that?
And then just like
like a violence category in the awards. No.
Physical
live
violence.
action violence between 2 A-list celebrities.
Yeah.
yeah,
That'll get us some press.
yeah. I mean, like the vulgarities that he was saying in that. I mean, that's undeniably real life,
Right.
So
Yeah.
2 things about it from my stance. 1, Chris Rock is a comedian. You can't get mad at him. Straight up. Sorry.
Straight up.
Sorry about it, but you just can't because he's there to make jokes. That's what he's paid to do. You've probably paid him whatever. You know what I mean? Like Will Smith and him are like boys. I think a little tiff in 2016, whatever. That's what I heard.
I like that you did your homework on
I did
that.
some
I
homework.
like that you just dropped that.
But
Yeah,
still,
that's great.
you can't get mad at a comedian. Chris D'Elia said that once.
Yeah.
He's like, but you came here and paid me.
Yeah.
And then I said a joke and you said, mm-mm. You know what I mean? Like, you just can't do it. Second thing is, no one's ever publicly humiliated my wife. So I don't know how that feels either. You know what I mean? Like, that's she's got the alopecia, and the joke was geared toward that. And
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know. It's funny to make somebody, it's funny to make fun of somebody who did something stupid, made a fool of themselves, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Going on to a disease, what is that, an autoimmune disease, I'm assuming?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Nice. You're killing with the facts right now. I'm impressed.
Yeah, that spit out. I don't even know what I said.
He's got a script off camera.
Yeah, it's a teleprompter.
Yeah.
The light is a teleprompter. But yeah, so anyway, like that's my 2 cents. 1, comedian, don't get mad. 2, never had my wife publicly humiliated. Don't know how it feels.
Yeah.
Enough to slap someone on public or on national television? No.
Right.
Probably just get up and leave.
You just, when you're an A-list celebrity, you sign up for that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You just sign up for the press just running you through the ringer. You sign up for being the butt of a joke whenever there's an opportunity to have a joke made about you. You just sign up for that. It's the terms of engagement as being a celebrity. Mm-hmm. You just got to have thicker skin than that. You got to have it. There's a better way to deal with that. I don't know. I didn't like seeing Tom, I was about to say Tom Cruise. I always confuse Tom Cruise and Will Smith. So that's, forgive me. I mean, it's a logical mix-up. So.
They've been in a lot of the same movies. So.
Yeah. I loved Will Smith in Mission Impossible too. It was great. Mm-hmm. I didn't like to see a hero go that way, you know?
Yeah.
There is another hero that I didn't realize was so heroic, and this is a segue into what I want to talk about next. Do you guys know who the number one solo recording artist of all time is? Number one best-selling in terms of records?
It's not Michael Jackson, is it?
It's not Michael Jackson.
Is it Bieber?
It's not Bieber. It's not Whitney Houston. It's not Celine Dion.
Weird Al Yankovic?
It's not Weird Al. It's not William Hung. It's freaking Garth Brooks.
Oh, yeah. That's
Garth Brooks.
No kidding.
One I wouldn't have thought of. I mean, undeniably huge, but
yeah.
I mean, he's so big that he wears, the mic, the earpiece mic thing. I mean, that's how big. When you know you've made it, that's what you wear on stage.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, the Stones. Yeah, just it's a gutsy move. There is a Netflix documentary series. It's a 2-parter, I think, about Garth Brooks. It's just about his life story, his career, ups and downs. The guy is so human. The guy is so normal. We would love to be his sons, the three of us. Could you imagine if we were Garth Brooks' sons?
File for adoption papers tomorrow.
No.
He can't turn it down, obviously. That's why I'm saying
He gets the application in the mail. First of all, it goes directly to him. It goes to him. He sees that 3 grown men in their 30s want to be his sons.
You think he would do it? If he's such a stand-up guy?
He lives in Goodlettsville, right up the road from here.
Yeah.
Which is nice. He is a guy who has never really lost his cool. He's always been a good guy. In fact, I have a buddy, Corey, who he plays guitar, and we play music together in a number of different things just around here. Corey found himself at a gig one time. It was a charity dinner for, I believe it was Alzheimer's, or as my friend's mom says, all-timers.
All-timers, yeah.
It's just all time. I mean, this is an all-time disease. He was at a Alzheimer's fundraiser with A-list celebrities. Jeff Bezos was there at his table, my buddy Corey's table.
No way.
Yes, Jeff Bezos was there. Mark Zuckerberg was there. And Corey was just there to play guitar for one song for the artist that they brought in. And anyway, he sat next to Garth Brooks at the dinner. And Garth Brooks had flown in from like a show. He had played somewhere, not Faster Horses, but some big country music festival. Headlined it, flew in for this dinner, this fundraiser. And he sat next to Corey the whole night and just asked him about his life. And he was asking Corey about how Corey got started playing guitar, and was just talking with him all night. And at the end of the night, Garth was like, Corey, wish you all the best. Tell Jordan hi, his wife Jordan. Tell Jordan hi. I hope everything's going great there, and good luck with that session next week. Hope you. And he went around and like all the people that Corey was with, no-name people. He knew everybody's name and was just like, boom, remembered everything about him.
Wow,
that's our type of guy.
That's a good guy.
Yeah, because obviously those people he's probably never going to see again. I mean, they don't mean anything to him.
Right.
That's like the sign of a genuinely good person.
Yeah.
That's in that position if they do that.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved that. Now, could I name 3 Garth Brooks songs? Could I name 2 Garth Brooks songs?
I've got friends in low places.
There's
7
4
right there.
There's 7 right there. I couldn't name more than 7 though.
Yeah. Past 7, I don't know.
But a lot of people can. He's one of those stories around town, like he actually got kind of discovered at, say, the Bluebird Cafe and playing at the Honky Tonks back when that was like how you got record deals. You were just playing at the right bar around town at the right time.
Yeah.
But now we got the internet. We don't need that anymore.
Close them all.
Oh, Will, tell us about New Orleans. So you just got back from a week-long trip in New Orleans.
I did.
Tell us about it.
How was it?
It's pretty incredible. I think I'm going to have a hangover until next month.
Okay, why?
I went there for the New Orleans Bourbon Fest. Now, this is something that they typically try to do every year, and I don't know how many years running that they've done it, but the last 2 years they've had to postpone. So everyone was geared up for this.
Post Malone.
Post Malone was even, and he didn't make it, but he was geared up for it. And
Post Malone and Garth Brooks headlined it.
Yeah.
They headlined the Bourbon.
Post Malone got postponed. And so
and then so that screwed everything up. But it was really cool. I had been in New Orleans, I think 5 years ago ish, for work. And when I was there, I was like at a conference pretty much all day and didn't really get to experience any of the city. So this go around, I had much more of an opportunity to check everything out. Perfect freaking weather, not humid at all, 72, not a cloud in the sky every day. The Bourbon Fest was incredible. Met some amazing, like, whiskey royalty pretty much, got to meet a lot of those people that I idolize in the industry, and a lot of other great folk. But yeah, there was whiskey from about noon until 2 in the morning, more days than not.
When I went to New Orleans, both times, it was a dirty downtown area. It was dirty. It was like New York City where there's trash bags on every corner. It was dirty.
Yeah.
I know people who love New Orleans, and maybe I just didn't get into the right part of town. The venue we were at was a couple blocks off of Bourbon Street, and then of course we went to Bourbon Street. But we also went to a bunch of cool little, boutique bars and restaurants and stuff like this, and it was all cool. But like going place to place, I was like, I don't like being outside right now. I don't like being in this place. I like the places that are there, but I didn't really like the place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely tough in some areas. And even like the last night that I was there, we were at some bar and I got separated from the people I was with. They like went home when I was in the bathroom or something. I don't even know.
All right, he went to the bathroom. 1, 2, 3, let's go.
I'm like, cool. It's
Leave the check for
2:30.
him.
I'm in the middle of a city that I'm not from, and this is all good. And I called my Uber, and it made me walk to like this town square where there was no one around to get picked up. I'm waiting there for about 25 minutes, and then my Uber cancels, so then I have to call another one. Cool. And I didn't get back to my hotel until about 4 a.m. Because of that. That was cool.
Dang.
So yeah, there are definitely some areas that I would be sketched out by, but all in all, it's a really good city. There's great people there. They were super hospitable. The food was amazing. The hospitality people were great. So,
like any city, it's about for me, it's about the company that I'm with. So I even remember, even though I didn't particularly like New Orleans, I loved the people I was with. And so for that reason, I look back on that time fondly, So, I mean, like you were having experiences of a lifetime with you, like you said, bourbon, like whiskey royalty.
Yep.
And friends that you've made from, during COVID times, kind of, you've only met virtually.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's just so cool. I'm happy for you.
Yeah. Thanks,
that's
dude.
great.
Yeah, it was a legendary week. So I'm just in recovery mode now, but I was ready to get home by the end of it. But it was super cool.
So I remembered a story this week. I remembered something that happened that I can now tell in the form of a story. At the time that it happened, it was all right. I'm going to start over. At the time that I was about to be like, at the time that it happened, it was not yet a story, but now it is, and so. Pull up a chair. Okay. So I remembered a funny experience that happened when I was in high school, and I wanted to share it with you guys. When I was 16, by the time I turned 16, I already had a car. It was my grandma's car that she had given to me when I was like 15 and a half. So for about 6 months, I had a car sitting in our driveway that I couldn't drive, but it was mine, and I knew where the keys were in the house for it. And, but it was, of course, like I don't have a license, so I can't drive it until I'm 16. And so one day, I'm feeling particularly rebellious while I'm in high school. And I say to my buddy Mike, who I called Murr from kindergarten, I met him in kindergarten, and we graduated high school together. I'm like, Murr, do you want to skip school? And we can walk to my house because it was near the high school, and I actually have a car there, and we can drive it to like Burger King or something. And he's like, yeah, totally, let's do it. So around third hour, we leave school. We walk to my house, which was about a half mile away. We get into my car, firing it up, excited. Adrenaline is rushing. I've never driven a car without an adult in it before. And Murr is in the passenger seat, and I'm like, here we go. Throw that thing in reverse, backing down the driveway. I get to Burger King successfully. And I'm telling Murr while I'm in the drive-thru, or the first time I've ever ordered from a driver's window in a drive-thru too, by the way.
Special.
Ordering this, and I'm like, dude, this is just so cool, and there's just no way we'll ever like get caught or anything. Like, my mom works downtown Detroit. She's 25 miles away right now. It's all good. You already know where this is going. We come around the drive-thru, and I'm at the pay window like this, paying, and I just happen to look out the freaking windshield, and my mom drives by. Like, midday, mom's supposed to be downtown Detroit working, and I'm like, yeah, Murr, we'll never get caught. Yeah, oh, cool. $8.12. Yeah, here you go. And I look, and my mom drives by, dude. And I see her go to the donut place that's right next door to it. Doughboy at Plymouth and Wayne Road. In
Doughboy.
Livonia, which I think is now out of business.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were cash only for about 2 decades too long.
And it hadn't changed in 40 years.
And I used to go to that donut shop almost every day before school. But anyway, I see her pull off in that parking lot right there, and I'm like, oh, crap. And actually, that's where the story ends. I wish I could say that we got caught, but we didn't.
Oh, wow.
I never get caught, dude. I never get caught.
Unless you're spying on me.
Unless I'm spying on you, or unless I'm throwing water balloons at cops, which we talked about in a past episode. But, man, I loved high school, and I loved all the little things, and I loved that kind of just like, I loved getting into mischief. Mm-hmm. But it was good, clean fun. Like, I'm not going to total the car. I was and am and will forever be a great driver. Yeah. You know, it's good, clean fun. Skipping school is great.
Yeah. I never did anything too crazy. But one story that I'll always laugh at when I think about is after school one day, because, again, I was a similar situation to you where I was within walking distance of the school. So I had a buddy come over, and Little Caesars was right across the street. So we grab a hot and ready. It's funny to watch you eat that cake.
I'm just smashing this cake. I found a fork, so it's nice.
In the cushion.
We grab a hot and ready, go back to my house. My parents aren't home yet. We go in the basement watching a show or something like that. And I was a little bit rebellious in the sense that I smoked a little bit in high school here and there, couple cigs here and there.
Yeah.
Well, so did this friend. And so we're in my basement. We're eating the pizza. Everything's good. My dad, who has probably smoked since he was, 7.5 or 8, comes home from work, and my friend had lit up a cigarette in my basement. Now, again, if I was so worried about it, why would I ever have him light up a cigarette? Because my parents knew.
Right. If it was a problem, you would have been like, dude, you can't do that.
You can't. Like, what are you doing? Are you insane? Yeah. But I didn't care because it was whatever.
Yeah.
So he's sitting there, and it's lit, and he's smoking it. And my dad walks in through the back door, and the back door leads directly to the staircase to the basement. My friend gets so freaked out, he doesn't know what to do. He's like, what do I do? Where do I put this? What? I'm like, dude, chill out. He's like, no. He puts it out into his hand, dude. Just puts it out on his hand. I'm watching this all unfold.
His
like,
skin.
I don't know what to say. Why would you put it?
Not the bottom of his shoe.
No, not on the bottom of his shoe. Didn't try to put it out on the tile. No, into his bare palm. And he's in pain from this. Clearly. A couple of the other funny pieces. Again, my parents know they also smoke. So you've got two things going against you. Number 3, Do you think that the smoke is just going to disappear? It's going to dissipate by the time he gets down 15 stairs?
Bleeding,
like
dude.
After that, it's untraceable. After he puts it out,
when you put it out into your skin, that's the smoke dissipates. Put it out in the ashtray, it doesn't. I don't know what he was thinking, dude, but I was laughing unbelievably hard.
Your dad was probably
My
laughing
dad comes
hard.
down there and lights up a cigarette. What's going on, guys?
Smoke?
Want one? Smoke them if you got them. And another time where a friend got in, I just remembered this one. Another time when a friend got injured in my basement. There were actually a couple times, but another time was I think I invited a couple people over to watch a Red Wings game. We're in my basement, and this guy, I think his name was Eric. He was sitting on the very end of the couch. Right next to the couch, there was like an end table, and on that end table, he had set whatever he was drinking on it. We're watching the game. We're all glued to the TV and stuff. He goes to reach for his drink, still looking at the TV. Goes to reach for it, dips his hand down. My mom had lit a tart burner hours ago that was still going with hot wax in it.
Is that like a wait? Hold on. Is that like a candle warmer?
Yes,
it's got
you put the little candle underneath, and then the wax melts on top. He dips his entire hand like it's being like a sword being forged. His entire hand is engulfed in wax, and as soon as it happens, he was so confused because he was just reaching for his water. His entire hand gets engulfed, encapsulated like Han Solo in carbonite. And he reaches his hand up into the sky and screams, and wax is just dripping down.
Oh, were you guys dying?
I was crying, dude. I couldn't be resuscitated.
Oh my gosh, dude! Your friends getting hurt, especially when you're younger like that, there's nothing that can top that in terms of humor, in terms of comedic value. Yeah, there's nothing.
Nothing funnier in the planet.
So true.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
And I also had as soon as you got to the bottom of the stairs, which is the house that my mom still lives in, the ceiling hangs really low, so you have to be very careful. Like when you're even somebody of average height can easily hit their head on this thing. And I remember shortly after we moved into that house, I wasn't used to it yet, and I was running down the stairs for something. Running down the stairs, don't even think about it. I couldn't have hit my head any harder if I tried. Again, it was like a Home Alone scene.
Oh, billiards.
Yeah, that basement
You're no
was
worse
trouble.
for wear.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm sweating from laughing, dude. That was. Oh,
that is very funny.
I had heard that first story before, but every time you tell it to me, have you heard that story before, Jordan?
Never.
That story tickles. I mean,
I had no idea where it was going. That's the thing. He put the cigarette out on his hand.
Bare palm. In the palm of his hand.
Oh,
Yes,
it's so
dude.
good.
Yes.
And I could totally imagine being in that situation. Like where else am I going to put it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like panic mode. Like,
But it was
this
just
won't hurt that bad.
It was just simply the stupidity. He could have just handed the cigarette to me if he was worried about my dad seeing him specifically smoke for some reason.
right.
But he chose the most ridiculous option on the planet. Like, he didn't even think about the factors of where's the smoke going to go? Will's parents both smoke.
People do that for that's a torture technique, and he did it to himself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah. It's like a mafia technique to get you to talk or something.
I saw that in Saw.
I walked out of Saw 2.
Really?
I hadn't seen Saw 1, but I forgot who I went to Saw 2 with a handful of friends, and in the first scene I was like, nope, can't do this. Can't handle this. Didn't know what I was in for. So I walked out of the theater, called an ex-girlfriend, had her come pick me up, drop me off at home. Hey, Kimmy, I know we haven't talked in maybe 6 or 8 months, and last time we did talk, it wasn't very good at all. But can you come scoop me from?
You did always
AMC
say
20?
that if I didn't like a movie, you'd always come pick me up. So I'm cashing that in.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm holding you to it. I know you're a person of your word. Can you I got spooked by this movie. Can you come pick me up? We'll talk about our breakup later on. But can you just... I don't know why I called her. Again, that teenage mind, man. Like, you just don't... You're not thinking right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That'll happen.
And then another time I left a girl at the movies. See? So
Ooh.
it's all... I went through the whole spectrum. Did I ever tell... for Saw 1, exactly. I was like, I can't handle this. You stay here. Bye. Jordan, I think I told that story on the podcast before, though.
Yeah,
right?
That was early episodes, like 1 through
early
6.
sods. Long story
We're
short.
just reminiscing on the 50th, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. This
it's
is
the best of.
Yeah, we're going back on it's like a montage.
Mm-hmm.
Best memory, best of. Yeah, I left her at the movies because the boys wanted to play hockey late at night at our friend's skating rink that he owned. And I was like, I'm leaving.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I'm sure you are. Yeah, have fun. I was like, no, for real. I'm leaving. Let's go. Come on. No, you go on, Drew. I don't know how to tell you this. I'm not kidding. Let's go. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm leaving. If you're not going to leave. Okay, Drew. So I left. I get a call in 30 minutes crying. Where are you? I'm like, I left. I went to go play hockey with the boys. I can't say that I wouldn't do that today even. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. But, man, I wouldn't trade that for anything in the world. She's happy now. She's doing her own thing. She's a mom and a wife, and that's all great. And I got to play hockey that night. So it all worked out. It all worked out.
The trade-off, yeah, absolutely.
I can't wait to play hockey again.
Oh, same.
Just to get out on the skates.
Go
This morning, I woke up in Michigan here and went to the gym 6 a.m. And
you're an early riser.
Yeah. But went to the gym at 6 and snow had covered the ground during the night. Again. It's April.
It's April.
In the D. And
Man,
but
I'm sorry.
It made me so mad. But anyway, I don't know why when you said roller skating, it made me think of hockey in Nashville.
Yeah.
In Hendersonville.
I went to the driving range today, and in preparation for the golf weekend that the three of us, as well as 13 of our best buddies, have coming up. And I'm new to the sport of golf. It's a very unforgiving sport. It's a sport of very high precision. It's not a team sport, so you can't rely on anyone else to bail you out. You got to be competent in your own right, in your own lane. And starting to find my swing a little bit, but I'll tell you, last time I went to this driving range, I left so mad, so ticked off, that I sold my clubs when I got home. And today I went back there with my new clubs that actually a friend of mine founded a Salvation Army. And I was able to put some good swings together. I got some good ball contact, but I'm still selling the clubs. And but they're sold. I'm not. But it just felt good, man. It felt like redemption, the redemption tour. And I just can't wait for that golf weekend. Talked about it last week, but the evening soaks in the hot tub, the golf itself, the laughs. It's over my birthday weekend, which will be nice. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's going to be special.
Oh, for sure.
It's a new location too, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Fantastic. There's nothing better than just, it's like the day before is the best part. And that's
the anticipation, dude.
It's because you're going to be like, wow, only a matter of hours before I'm on my way to Indiana is where we're going.
Yeah, Plymouth,
to Indiana. And for the next 3 days, I'm not going to do literally anything but golf and chill.
Yep.
Those two things, dude.
GNC. Yes, dude.
Gin and tonic.
Yeah, I'm just taking some
GNC.
vacation time to do a little GNC. I just need a little bit of GNC. You know?
Well, right after we go to GNC.
Yeah, we're going to do that there. Yeah, I couldn't be more excited. It's going to be nice.
It's going to be fantastic, dude. Hey, go ahead.
How was
the
that
cake? The cake is really, really, really good as well.
Where'd you get it?
Kroger.
Wow.
$5 cake bin.
They have some good bin
Bin.
that had 50 and Stouting Off podcast on it somehow.
Yeah,
It's mixed in with like red and blue, like green balls.
Yes.
In a ball
Oh,
pit.
the ball, like in the
Like at Walmart.
You got
Yeah,
that in the ball
those-
pit at McDonald's?
those big the big balls that are held in by like the elastic cords, right?
Yeah, and you
Yes.
always had to take one out and shoot
yeah.
it. I did.
Oh yeah, man. I dreamt about those. These are the things that kids think about. But when I would walk by those, dude, when I was a little kid, I'd be like, man, it would be so awesome to have one of those. And now, like, if one of those was around my house, I would be like, how can I responsibly dispose of it? Like, what materials? Can I recycle this? Get this out of my house.
Right.
But when you're a kid, oh man.
Oh, yeah.
Want to know a fun fact?
Yeah.
So you guys know I go to the gym every day.
Yeah.
I did something last Friday that I've never done before, and it was a class, and I did a boxing class.
Wow.
Yeah. Dude, the heart rate can soar in one of those.
Speaking of sore, the following day, I couldn't move.
Just in a body cast.
My back was so incredibly sore. My wrists were so
Wow.
incredibly sore. They told me I was supposed to wrap up or something
Yeah,
like
you
that, and I
gotta do
didn't
that.
do that.
I
Gotta
thought you
do
just
that.
do that for style points.
I didn't
No,
know
you gotta do that.
anything. I guess it keeps your wrist stabilized through the punch,
Yeah.
so it doesn't bend and break.
Will, you've done some boxing, haven't you? 9 round?
I used to do 9 round. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What's 9 round?
9 round is
It's 5 rounds of
It's an
boxing.
expensive small building where you go to work out.
Like title?
no,
It's only 5 rounds.
I don't
Yeah,
know. Yeah, but so it's like kickboxing, and it takes 30 minutes, and you do 9 rounds. So it's a mix of like body weight workouts, and then they do different workouts for where you're on the bag, and hitting
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Okay,
But,
so similar then.
yeah, it was cool. I joined it I think I did it for like a year because the gym can be extremely monotonous to me. And I was like, I want to do something that's like quick, high intensity, gets me in and out of there, and is different. It changes every day. And I have someone to give me direction on what to do. But man, it was tough.
Dude, that
It
was
was very
that was one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life.
Yeah.
I was going to say, though, I remember you like kind of like getting fit. I remember you were seeing like some really good like results from that because it's effective,
Yeah.
right?
No,
I've never done it, but
it really is. I mean, it whips you into shape for sure.
Dude, my watch, in 45 minutes, my watch said I burned 510 calories.
holy mackerel.
Take it with a grain of salt because it's an Apple Watch, but but still, like, I mean, I've never sweat so much.
Mhm.
I have never been so physically tired to where when like the ding 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 that went off at the end and I dropped, dude. I was like, I can't even walk.
Yep.
And then no showers. And
Nah,
so
yeah.
soaking wet and get into the nice car and drive
40
and
minutes.
also freeze on the way to the car. And now I'm
yeah.
frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was super fun though. I would do it again for sure. Actually, I'm going to do it on Friday. I already signed up.
Respect.
Yeah.
I like that for a little Friday treat, little change of pace.
Yeah, it's
I
a
did a
nice
spin
little
class
thing.
a couple Fridays ago. Something about doing that on a Friday morning feels good.
Yeah. So again, I did it to break up the monotony of the normal gym stuff. But unlike the gym, I had someone over my shoulder telling me what to do and telling me to speed up or do whatever. I've never yelled at strangers more in my life than when I was there.
Oh, sure.
Like I would get mad. I'd get real mad.
Oh,
trying.
Yeah.
oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. They're like, come on, man, don't quit. I'm like, my heart literally can't take this. Can't take any more of this.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
I get it.
Yeah.
We did have a partner like I don't know how many rounds it was, but the way it was 30 seconds on the bag, 30 seconds off the bag, and then 60 seconds of rest, if I remember right. Or maybe it was 30 seconds of rest. But those 30 seconds, when you do like a combination, it's like he'll tell you to like 1 is one thing, 2 is something, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so like the combination is like, geez, I'm going to mess this up, but 4, 4, 5, 6. Let's just pretend that's 2 jabs, a hook, and like an uppercut. And so you do that for 30 seconds straight. And like, he's walking through the aisle and he's like, you got to hit it harder. Like, like you've got to hit it harder. Like, don't give up on it. Like all this stuff. And then the bell rings and you immediately go into 30 seconds of burpees.
Yeah.
Oh. See,
and then the bell rings and you go back to the combination. And
Yeah.
then the bell rings and you go back to burpees. And then you do that 3 times and it's like a minute break after that.
Yeah, it doesn't stop. That's the way that 9 round was.
It's insane.
It's intense, dude. Intense. With those combinations, when they would do those, I could never remember them. Could never remember what I'm supposed to do.
It's really hard.
Left, right, uppercut, and then go into a jab hook.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, I'm on the verge of dying right now. I think you need to shock my heart.
Yeah.
In just a couple seconds, go grab that just in case off the wall. I'll be standing here trying to catch my breath. And then we'll try the combination again. Okay, sound good?
Fortunately, mine were like four item combinations. So like it was pretty easy to remember. But then like when your body gets tired, your body forgets what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so like there were times where I like lost my balance and like tripped over my feet like to hit the bag and stuff.
Right. If I ever need to physically fight somebody with those combinations, I'm gonna give up.
I'm
just
dead.
gonna lay on the ground.
Yeah, you'll just die.
As simple
I'm
as can be. Yep.
It's all good.
All right, just stand there, man. Let me try and remember it. Just stand there.
One second. Can't you see my heart?
Yeah, dude, look at my heart rate. I can't fight you right now.
Listen to this. Today I learned that tapeworms can live inside humans for up to 30 years and grow to 80 feet in size. 30 years. A 30-year tapeworm.
80 feet is more concerning.
That's going to be problematic for sure. That's going to be like another intestine for you. Another like intestinal tract. That's
80
disgusting.
feet.
I will say I don't care for any of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't either. Listen to this. You don't care. I'm not particularly fond of that. You guys, this was in our bourbon chat. I'm sure you guys saw this already, but it bears repeating. Venomous snake bites man after being sealed in wine bottle for a year. After opening bottles of snake wine, a man in China, of course. It was there because no rules for weird stuff.
Hey, whatever,
was surprised to find a living venomous snake which bit him. The man hurried to hospital for treatment and survived. The man had purchased 3 bottles of medicinal wine with snakes soaking in them as a remedy for his ill son. He waited a year after purchasing the bottles to open them. Unexpectedly, the snakes had reportedly come back to life, according to the China Times.
As soon as that cork popped, that snake came right back to life.
It's just hibernation.
Hello, I'm back.
How?
Listen to this. Apparently, when snakes encounter harsh environments, they often enter a dormant state and can survive for several years, dude.
Wow.
Of course they can, because
They're snakes.
they're monsters. They're monsters.
Yeah, that's sick.
Additionally, jars of the wine cannot be completely sealed, so a small amount of air enters as well. Same thing happened in 2013 to another woman. Snake
just
wine.
In the bottle.
What?
I'm getting pissed. That's so horrible.
I have
Snake wine.
so many issues with that. Number 1, why are you buying that? Number 2, why are you buying it for medicinal purposes?
Number 3, why are you buying it for medicinal purposes for your child?
For your child. And number 4, how is that approved for sale and consumption?
The answer to that is China.
And
anything goes. No rules.
I just like, how have they not caught up with the rest of the world in terms of any of that? Like the stuff that they eat off the street, that street vendors or whatever, and that kind of thing just blows my mind.
Like the dog festival, you mean?
The dog festival?
There's a I'm pretty sure I think it's in China. If not, don't call me racist, don't call me prejudiced. I think it's in China. There's like a dog festival where you can buy dogs and they eat them.
Yeah, that's going to be another issue that I have.
That's
issue number 6.
That's going to be another one.
Yeah.
I'm verifying right now, fact checking myself.
So you go into this dog festival and you buy a dog to eat it?
No, this is going to be troubling. Meat stalls are being seen. So it's in Beijing. The Yulin Lychee and Dog Meat Festival is an annual 10-day event where over 10,000 dogs are eaten. Cat meat, fresh lychees, and liquor are also available at the festival.
Don't say fresh cat meat, because that I don't like that string of words.
Cat meat.
That's
fresh.
so horrible. Don't
Yeah.
do that. Don't. The demand that is required for 10,000 dogs to be eaten.
Mm-hmm.
That's not just like one or two people with certain things. That's a lot of people.
Selling out tickets to this thing? Like,
humanitarian and animal rights activists all over the world are trying to shut this down. I mean, it's a travesty.
well, no kidding. Yeah.
It's atrocious.
Yeah.
But China, so anything goes, and it's all good.
And
Yeah.
gross.
So China, and China.
China.
Can you imagine, like, if that guy had bought that bottle of wine, he was going on a first date. He's like, come on over. I've got a bottle of wine. I made dinner and everything.
Starts pouring it. Snake. Oh, man, sorry, the snake came out, and just suddenly on the counter.
Pouring that bottle of wine and saying, sorry, the snake came out. There's already an issue. There's already an issue with it.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
this is
already problematic.
Nice
sorry, the snake
vintage.
came out.
It's a nice vintage Pinot Noir from 2012. Unbelievably great grape season that year. And nice rattlesnake in the bottom, as you can see. Nice vintage rattlesnake, 2012. Good year for rattlesnakes as well.
This right here.
And, it looks like it's moving. Don't
This
be
is a
alarmed.
special
That's
bottle.
It was
I've been
big-
saving this one.
This is a King Cobra blend from 2016. Aged to perfection. Don't
This is a
worry, it's dead.
2016.
It's been in here for 3 years. It's okay. It's
is
dead.
a-
It's just for style points.
This is not a Chardonnay, it's a Chard snake.
I like that.
Me
I
too.
like that. That was nice.
Yeah.
Shard a snake.
Chard
There's
snake.
probably I bet if we sat here for 10 minutes, we could think of some great
Brand
wordplay
names.
puns.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Without a doubt.
Gabber snake.
Cab or snake. That's nice. I'm not much of a snake expert. I try not to think about them in general. I have a buddy, Evan, who is so afraid of snakes that if you show him a photo of a snake on your phone, he runs. He runs away.
It's
I've
like
seen
Bam Margera.
Yeah.
Bam is like that. Oh, Bam is like that with snakes. Is he
Yeah.
alive? Is Bam still alive?
He's still
Yeah,
with
he's
us.
still chilling.
He's chilling.
One time when I was in Tennessee, I saw a snake go under something in my garage. All I saw was its tail, like a little bit of its tail. And so naturally, I called my brother and I
Yep.
said, you need to come over because I need
Yep.
your help
Bring the hazmat suit.
and bring some tools. And
Bring your snake tools.
heavy tools.
He brings one of those things with the little snake hook on the end, so you
Yes.
can kind of like.
Yes.
And like shaker.
Yeah.
He brings a recorder and one of the
Yeah.
The recorder in the woven basket. So anyway, he comes over and
He's
we
a
find
snake
out that it's
charmer.
just a salamander
Oh,
with a very long tail.
There you go.
Even so, creepy. I don't like reptiles. I don't like them. Just don't like them.
Me either.
You know.
Yeah, they are horrifying. Just like, alligators or whatever, any big reptile like that, or even small. It's just weird. Like, why do you have to exist? And
I
then-
like the furry things. I like mammals. I like furry
Yeah.
mammals.
I like turtles.
Or like I think about like
I
what's
like
at the bottom of the
turtles.
ocean.
Oh,
The ocean is horrifying.
Oh.
I think I've said that before.
Yeah.
What's down there and why is it there?
Do you swim in the ocean?
I don't know if I ever have. Well, like right up along the coast,
yeah,
like on the beach. Yeah, I'm not like chartering a boat to the middle of the ocean and then going in there. There's no way I'm ever doing that in my life.
I do that. So like once a year or so, we'll go down to Fort Lauderdale, and it's not a chartered boat, but it's one of like our manufacturer's boats. We take it out and we drive to Miami, and then like we're talking about like going to the Bahamas in June and stuff like that. But we'll
That's
go
nice.
pretty far out there where the waves are crazy, and we'll all jump in. And you can't think about the stuff. You can't
No, dude.
think about it because it's fun. It's like there's nothing better than being on a boat in the middle of the ocean. Like it's so fun.
I can think of other stuff.
I was gonna say I thought you were saying you can't think of it because you'll get freaked out. That's
exactly.
me, dude. Right, yeah, dude. If I'm in a Great Lake, if I'm in Lake Michigan, I'm thinking about what's in here.
Oh, for sure.
Did some freshwater shark adapt for this environment, and is it gonna get me?
It's like an eel or something.
Yeah,
like what are those
dude.
crazy things?
Freshwater stingray. Like you just don't know.
Yeah, I don't like to think about that. I don't know if I could ever do that, man. I don't know if I could ever go out to the middle of the ocean and just go in.
Would you ever do a shark cage?
Now, that seems a lot more reasonable to me.
I would.
I would never do that.
I'm kidding, by the way. I don't know if I would ever do that.
I would never do that.
Well, you don't like to see what's beneath your feet, or you don't know what's beneath your feet, but would you like to get in a cage submerged in water and see what's underneath your feet?
With some fresh
bait?
meat?
Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah. It's like sitting back reading a book.
Yeah. I watched. Forgot what I watched, but I forgot what it was called. I remember what it was. There was a documentary about Jaws and how Jaws changed the culture and changed just the impacts it had in culture and film, etc. One of them was prior to Jaws, sharks weren't nearly like demonized the way they are now, or at least were up until like Discovery came up with Shark Week and kind of started educating us on sharks a little bit. But it was only after Jaws that people were like, yeah, screw sharks, dude, kill them. Like they're all deadly predators, which they are an apex predator for sure. But there wasn't like this hysteria around sharks. No. Jaws kind of brought that about.
Yep.
Wonder why? Because it showed a very real depiction at the time of what a very scary great white shark could do.
And how blood can come out of your mouth if you get bit in the legs, and how you dream about it for months after.
Yeah. Did you do that?
Yes. It scared me. The curly-haired guy with the glasses, forget his name. He gets bit and the blood comes out of his mouth.
I remember that. That visual it stays with me.
Yeah, I probably cried. I was probably watching it with my brother, who's 5 years older. So I was probably like 6. I cried. One time, my brother and I were home alone. And
you watched Home Alone.
Yeah. And that's the story. And we were home alone, and he decides like, hey, let's watch a movie. And I'm like, yeah. And he turns on The Matrix. And like my parents had like pretty good like surround sound and all this stuff. And so he rips it like way high, like in volume. And so like The Matrix, which I've never really seen in my adult life, so I couldn't really tell you what it's about. But there's a big gun scene and like cement's flying everywhere and automatic weapons are going off and all this stuff.
It's loud and
my brother
jarring.
has this turned up surround sound all like basically what I would imagine is all the way up. And I started crying because I was like so stressed out. I started crying. And my brother, he didn't get mad. He got disappointed. And that was worse. That was worse.
He's looking at you while he's turning it down. He's like...
He turned it off and then walked out of the room. And I was like, I messed up. That's going to be on me, boys. But like the anxiety or something that I felt from being in that situation of like guns going off, all the stuff, that was loud, man.
I hear you, man.
That was loud, dude. I don't care.
Yeah. It's an intense movie. It's
defending myself. I don't care. No one's even accusing me of anything.
I volunteered at a camp, a kids camp last summer, and we would go into like evening sessions, and there was a live band. They'd be like playing music for kids to like jump around to, and it was kind of piping hot loud in that room. And there were a couple kids in my cabin who were like kind of crying. Candle fell.
Saw that.
Did you see
Episode 5, boys?
They were like stressed out. I think I get stressed out sometimes, like in a club, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't have the urge. I mean, I'm an adult now, so I'm not like crying about it, but it is like anxiety inducing. Just like
I can't stand that stuff, dude. I get so stressed out when even when the last night in New Orleans, we got done with this like grand tasting with all these distilleries and stuff, right? And for somehow, I felt like pretty much completely fine. And I'm like, I don't want to go home yet because it's my last night. I don't want to have FOMO, but like I don't know where everybody's going. So a couple of people were walking to this bar up the street, and we had been there a couple of the previous nights, so I knew what to expect. I'm like, yeah, catch you guys there. It was like a 8 or 9 minute walk away from where we were. I got caught up talking with somebody. They left. They went to the bar, and I ran into these other people that I knew, and they're like, hey, come on, come with us, man. Hop in the car. I'm like, hop in the car? Where are we going? So we like pile into this car. It's a bunch of us. And
I love that. The start of that is great. Like that's the start of a funny whatever is going to happen next. It's going to be funny.
Yeah.
Right. So we hop into the car. We go to I don't even know what part of New Orleans this was, but wherever it was like Times Square. It was that busy. Just people piled in the streets. It was like being on the main strip in Nashville. It was just like that busy. People are piled in these bars. I'm like, are we going to like a super packed place? Because I'm not really game for that. Everything we'd been doing that entire week last week was pretty much, it was pretty chill,
Yeah, little tasting rooms that you're in.
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah, hanging with the 10, 15 people at most, and like not packed places. So we pull up to the place and get out, and it's a fire hazard waiting to happen as soon as I get into this place. I'm like, we have to like work our way all the way up to the bar. I really have to use the bathroom. There's only one bathroom. This is perfect. Just what I wanted to do.
Yeah, not to mention you're ordering like a Jack and Coke or something.
I don't even know what
that's going to cost
order.
you $14. Yeah, exactly. It's not even worth the cost, hassle, time,
so
physical contact with other people to get to the bar.
Yeah. So I'm in the bathroom. They grab a round of drinks. I come back out. I'm like, cool. Appreciate that. So I don't have to wait. But so we're having a couple. And I brought my backpack with me because I brought it to the tasting that I'd gone to. I went straight from there to that bar. And in my backpack, I was given 2 bottles for free before I left. And then I had brought like 3 others. So I have like 5 bottles of whiskey in my backpack. Start pulling those out because I don't want to go up to the bar.
Yeah.
And I'm just pouring them for everybody.
Love that.
Yeah. Then I had the 2 free bottles that the distillery gave me, which I had already had, and I like them, but I had to fly home with a lot of whiskey. My bag was 62 pounds when I checked it at the airport. So I'm like, I don't really need these. I went up to the bartender. I said, hey, man, just came from the Bourbon Fest. I got these 2 bottles. You want them? He said, yeah, sure. So I gave him the 2 bottles. And so I was in good graces with him. And then I pulled out the Bardstown Discovery Series that I had like half a bottle of. And I'm like, you know what? I said, I'm just trying to offload whatever I can. Do you care if I pour a bunch of 1-ounce samples and just cash this bottle for you? You can just hand them to customers. He's like, yeah, sure. So I'm just standing up at the bar, just pouring samples, giving samples to the band that was playing. They're like, yeah. It was great. It was great. But
yeah, that is cool.
Yeah. So we'd had a few at that bar, and then we hopped over to the bar across the street as well, which is a lot more chill. It was not nearly as packed. But at that point, I'm just like, oh boy, okay, now I'm feeling it. And then it took me until 4 o'clock to get an Uber. So didn't feel very good yesterday.
Dude, there's nothing better than being at a restaurant with billiards with Will.
Yeah.
When he's like, when he asked the simple question is, do you guys have Bardstown?
Yeah.
I haven't experienced that. I haven't had the opportunity.
One day.
One day, if I'm good.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to come visit you guys in June. I think I'm going to try to make it up there in June.
Nice.
Late June.
Please coordinate. Because I'm gone a lot of June.
Of course. I'll be coordinated. And I'll coordinate. My mom might actually move to, I don't know if this is classified information. She might move to Pennsylvania to be near my brother and his family.
Oh, wow.
And
wow.
Which would mean I no longer have a real strong familial tie. My dad's in Florida. Mom's going to be in York, Pennsylvania.
Wow. That's a big move.
It's a big move.
Is she going to retire? Is she going to retire?
Yeah, I think so. I hope no one from her employer sees this. I think she's within a couple of years of retiring. So I think a lot of the work she does right now is remote anyway. But
yeah, well, I wasn't even asking soon. I was just saying, is she going to retire?
She's going to work till she's 90.
That's what I thought.
She's never going to retire. But yeah, anyway.
That's exciting kind of news.
It is.
Well, you've always got a place to sleep here.
Yeah, I know that.
Jude's bed.
Or I can empty out my cabinet, my whiskey cabinet at home. You can sleep in that too.
Could I just go on the top shelf there?
It's got
that would
heat,
be nice.
AC, your own bathroom in there.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
Well, it's been an excellent episode, guys. Thanks as always for sharing the wonderful insights that you do. And our listeners, our viewers, this show is brought to you by viewers like you. It's like PBS. Episode 50 is in the books. We love you so much. We'll catch you next time. Stouting Off cast, Stouting Off family, the three of us out. See ya.